Okay, so here we go again. I don't want to talk about this Weasley little prick, but nonetheless, we're moving forward. Ben Shapiro went after Ilhan Omar for the 14,912th time in the most slimy, grotesque, underhanded way possible. He did it while discussing the recent white supremacist terror attack on a synagogue in California. Let's see what he said.
As I said before, if you are blind to anti-Semitism from one particular side of the aisle because it favors your political position, you are not in the fight against anti-Semitism. You're part of the problem. If anti-Semitism is just another political club to be wielded, if Ilhan Omar is given the credibility to speak out against anti-Semitism while routinely engaging in anti-Semitism, she has a lot of the same opinions about Jews that the white supremacist had in that manifesto. In that manifesto, the shooter basically effectively says about Jews that they control the world media, that they control the way money runs, that they control opinion about Israel. Am I going to take her at her word that she hates anti-Semitism? Again, I'm not going to equate her with the shooter because I don't think they're the same. I think that people who commit violence are not the same as people who say evil things. But am I going to take her condemnation of anti-Semitism seriously? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not going to take the condemnation from the New York Times seriously, and I'm not going to take it seriously from a press that covers for the New York Times. Either call it all out, or I'm not going to believe you.
I love this so much. Ben Shapiro, or as I call him, Logic Man, he thinks he's so smart, and he thinks, me, bro, I'm all about logic and stuff. Facts, reason, rationality, that's me. That's me. Okay, well, try this one on for size, dipshit. What you just did is a logical fallacy. You made it a non-falsifiable claim. So, in other words, Ilhan Omar's an anti-Semite. That's what you claim. Okay, well, what if she comes out and says, no, I don't agree with anti-Semitism. I think anti-Semitism is terrible. I condemn anti-Semitism. And I love working with my Jewish brothers and sisters, and I'm against all forms of bigotry. What if she says that? What? Nope. Not buying it. What? So, if she doesn't come out and condemn anti-Semitism and say it's bad, well, you're an anti-Semite. If she does come out and condemn anti-Semitism and says it's bad, you're still an anti-Semite. That's a non-falsifiable claim, no matter what. So in other words, he believes it's an axiom. It's true because it's true. It's a tautology. It's true because it's true. Evidence, irrelevant. Reason, logic, irrelevant. It's just, I believe it, and it's like a religious belief. It's like a religious belief. That's what it is. He's saying, my belief that Ilhan Omar's an anti-Semite is a religious belief. Doesn't matter what she says. Doesn't matter what she does. I've already decided it. It's over. Now, do a little thought experiment for me here. Do a little thought exercise. Take out anti-Semitic, put in the word racist. What would Ben Shapiro's reaction be? He said, you're part of the problem if you don't see anti-Semitism, like, on both sides of the aisle. You're part of the problem if you don't see anti-Semitism there. What if somebody said, you're part of the problem if you don't see racism on both sides of the aisle? You're part of the problem if you don't see racism everywhere. What if that Trump voter in the Rust Belt comes out and says, no, I'm not racist. I'm not racist. I voted for Obama. You know, the reason I voted for Trump is because he was saying we're going to keep our jobs here. I'm not racist. What would Ben Shapiro say? No, you are racist. Is that what he would say? No, I think you're racist. And if you don't see this everywhere and you're not calling it out, save it. I don't want to hear it. So you're either with us or against us. Either you see anti-Semitism everywhere, and where I say it is, you agree, or if you disagree on some of my claims of anti-Semitism against people, well, you're part of the problem, and maybe you're an anti-Semite too. If you take out anti-Semitism and put in racism, he immediately flips his entire position on this. Because his whole thing, and he's lectured the left about this before, he's like, come on, the left with your fucking fake cries of bigotry, your false cries of bigotry. Maybe stop calling, everybody you disagree with a bigot and a xenophobe and a racist. And then maybe, grow up a little bit and learn to make actual arguments. That's what he says when it's racism. When it's anti-Semitism, you're an anti-Semite, and you're an anti-Semite, and you're an anti-Semite. And oh, did you come out and condemn anti-Semitism? Not buying it. You're still an anti-Semite. If you don't say anything, you're an anti-Semite. If you do come out and say something, you're still an anti-Semite. Dude, you're an idiot. Ben, you're a jackass. You're a fucking idiot. You're not smart. You think you're smart, you're not smart. You're really not. You talk really fast. And people, ooh, he's talking fast. He must be making sense. No, he repackages all the dumbest fucking arguments imaginable, which are the old movement conservative arguments. In other words, he's more philosophically aligned with George W. Bush and Ted Cruz than any other kind of politician in the country. George W. Bush and Ted Cruz. That's who he philosophically agrees with. I rest my case. Need I say any more? Listen, it is disgusting to try to equate Ilhan Omar with a white supremacist terrorist. This dude who did the attack tried to attack a mosque a week before. You think he was sitting around like, I sure like Ilhan Omar and agree with Ilhan Omar, and even the argument that, well, no, they still have some connecting parts of their ideology. Not true at all. Ilhan Omar was concerned about the influence of money in politics, including from AIPAC, which is the right-wing Israel lobby. She says, hey, AIPAC buys politicians do the bidding of AIPAC, and end up supporting insane pieces of legislation, like giving Netanyahu billions of dollars worth of weapons as he massacres innocent people in Gaza. So, no, I'm not going to sit back and act like that's okay. I'm against that. And it's not anti-Semitic to call it out. It's reasonable to call it out. That's a crazy situation. Of course we should call it out. You should call out the Israeli government. You should call them out. And she does that, and immediately, oh my God, you're an anti-Semite. Oh, it's all about the Benjamins. Are you trying to say that Jews control the entire world with their money? Actually, no. What I'm trying to say is AIPAC is literally a lobbying group, and they've bought politicians to do their bidding like the Saudi lobby does, and she's called out the Saudi lobby before. I still think you're an anti-Semite. Oh, Jesus Christ. Even the argument of, oh my God, she said Israel hypnotized the world. You know when she said that, right? During the fucking slaughter of innocent women and children in Gaza in 2014. That's when she said it. She said it then. As Netanyahu was fucking bombing hospitals and the only power plant in Gaza and UN headquarters. That's when she said it. And guess what? Half the fucking media coverage in the U.S. was acting like Israel was doing nothing wrong. Oh, what do you want them to do? I mean, obviously they have to bomb women and children and kill 80% civilians because of reasons and stuff and things. And so when she says, God damn it, it's like they hypnotized the world. Yes, it is true that that language is part of an old anti-Semitic trope. But this is why context is so important. Because she's saying it as Netanyahu and the Likud government are slaughtering innocent women and children. What's she supposed to do? Not call it out? Now, I get it. If you want to say that language was a little too close to that, fine. But don't pretend like the context is irrelevant, because in every other situation, you argue context is relevant. When it comes to race, you correctly argue context is relevant. Don't just call everybody you disagree with racist. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? But in the case of anti-Semitism, you're an anti-Semite, you're an anti-Semite, you're an anti-Semite. Everybody's an anti-Semite. Oh, Jesus. Oh, did I say? I said Jesus. That I must be an anti-Semite now. Bringing up Jesus in the context of talking about Jewish folks. Give it a rest, Ben. You're such a hack. It's so obvious. Your stick is petering out, and you're on borrowed time, my dude.